Talk about a loaded question. The purpose of a domestic cat. Where to begin? Is it complex? Is it simple? Is it, dare I say, subjective? In this material, we'll talk about the purpose of cats and the important role they play in the world and play in our lives. Interesting topic, hopefully an enjoyable and uplifting topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. The purpose of a feline? Well, for starters, whether we're talking about feral cats or your very own cat that you allow to roam outdoors, perhaps in your neighborhood, cats are rather sound when it comes to pest control, rodent control, primarily the mice and the rat population, of course, snakes and lizards and those similar similar critters. Cats that are on the land aren't strangers to those either. And while having a cat, especially your cat, come in contact with any of these isn't the best thing, most notably with respect to illness, disease, and potential injury, cats are quite good at keeping the unwanted away from your property. In many respects, cats, especially if there are multiple cats in your neighborhood, they can somewhat act as a buffer. Sometimes simply having your cat in your yard, just relaxing or playing, it can be enough to get certain critters to think twice before entering. When it comes to purpose, cats, since the very beginning, they've been quite good at rodent and pest control. Now let's talk about cats as pets. For us, the greatest purpose of all. Cats in the home provide emotional support and can help to ground us and improve our mental health, our general wellness. Cats make us feel good, make us feel content. Felines can have a very calming influence and can serve as an outlet after a very long day, someone to talk to vent to. We can express ourselves, even if it's really only for us. Felines can play the role of a sounding board if needed and do so with no objections. And this is good, especially when times are rather rocky. If you do live alone, your cat could wear many hats and serve many purposes for you: mental health, emotional health, physical health, responsibility, social skills, you name it. For many people, cats are more than pets. They are family. Some people, reasons not important, can love cats more than they love people, even more than they love their very own family. I'll just say that everyone has a story. We all have a story. And the bond that we have with our cats and what that means to us, well, individually, that's our story. No one else really has to understand it. It can be different for different people. And that bond, can mean many different things. For me personally, when I think of this topic question and questions of a similar nature, there is one word that comes to mind: the purpose of a domestic feline, the family pet, as it relates to purpose in our lives, and that word is service. The true purpose of a cat living in our world is to serve us, to be of service to us. Of course, by being of service, that means simply existing. Because when we think of cats and all they mean to us, so much of what they do for us and what they give to us really requires them to do nothing. They just have to be. And isn't that really the amazing part of it all? Because if we were to talk about service with respect to another person, it would likely center around deeds. Not all of it, but perhaps the bulk of it. Physical deeds, what they can do for you and what they've given to you. Things that are tangible. They gave you money, tickets to the ball game. They picked you up when you needed a ride somewhere. A quick example would be someone caring for the elderly. That person, in large measure, they would be of service through physical deeds. Checking the mail, getting the groceries, cooking the meals, helping out a person that can't always physically help themselves. When it comes to the relationship that many people have with cats, the act of service performed by a feline really involves nothing more than being present. Companionship, in the truest form, and everything that entails, and in every way, this could be the greatest purpose of a domestic feline, simply existing in the company of a person who is willing to love and receive love. If someone were to roll out a sofa and brought a cat into a room, that cat would eventually get up on that sofa and probably take a nap, regardless if anyone was around or not. In that setting, that's not being of service. That's just a cat doing cat things, basic, common, bland, not too much going on. However, if that room is your living room and you're seated on that sofa following a long and stressful day and your cat jumps on the sofa to take a nap, That can mean everything to you, especially during your time of need or your time of crisis. Just being able to reach over and pet your cat, it can do wonders with respect to relieving your stress and anxiety. And this is what I mean by being of service, simply by merely existing. You don't love your cat because they bring you the mail each morning. You love your cat in many ways for reasons that really can't be seen, for services that aren't tangible, but also services so great in your life that can't really be measured. Question: have you ever seen a cat that looked just like your cat, same breed and everything, but something was just a bit off? Not in a bad way, but there was just no connection, no feeling. This sort of points to my greater conclusion when it comes to purpose and that unseen service. That cat, it was the cat, the same breed, very close to the same appearance, but there was a void and you felt it because that cat, it was not your cat. The wonderful thing about felines, once that bond of love and trust has been formed both ways, is that cats can become greater than the sum of their parts. They can become bigger and larger than really what they are. You want to talk purpose? It doesn't get much more powerful than that. So, if you really break it all down when talking about domestic cats, in my view, they have two purposes. Now, there are numerous layers to each of these purposes, but cats, they're great when it comes to pest control, rodent control. They clean up the land to some degree, and a world without cats would certainly see a massive uptick in mice and rats. I don't think the scale or the appreciation of what cats really do in nature could ever be realized until we just woke up one day and they were all gone. We likely take it for granted when it comes to what cats do for our planet. The second purpose, the service of people, the entertainment that cats can provide. Felines, they can be many things to many people. Cats can be the guide that can get you back on the right track, both mentally and emotionally. And the person right next door to you that has a cat, well, they could turn to their pet for comedy. Watching their cat just be silly, that could be the humor highlight of each and every day. In a nutshell, cats just get to be themselves and we just get to marvel at it. And each of us, we take what we need from our pets. The cleaners of the environment in their own way in the service of humans. Two purposes, but they don't really get much bigger or more important than that. The ability to change lives while simply just living your own, almost unaware of your own importance. Animals can be quite special in that way, especially domestic cats. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, your thoughts on this topic, anything that you'd like to add to the conversation, that comment section is all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.